What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Unboxing It. Now today I'm going to be talking about why iOS is better than Android. So in the past I've talked about why I've recommended and prefer in some cases the company known as OnePlus and other companies like them, that even though they're an Android manufacturer, how they do such a good job with their smartphones and other products they release, and in some cases are even better than iPhones and other products Apple sells for a much cheaper price. Now, while all of that does remain true, in this video I'm going to be talking about why I prefer iOS over Android. With Android, you can customize literally everything about the software, whether it's the home screen to where you want the apps to be placed, to the icons of the apps, or even app launchers. If you basically want to change something, you should be able to do so on Android, because Android is all about letting you customize and change whatever you want. Well, it is really good to be able to customize so many parts of how your phone works and just general functions on what you do to interact with your phone with Android as the OS. Too many options is definitely a big problem a lot of people do face with Android. Now, some people don't really face this problem if they've been using Android for years, but someone that's maybe a little newer to Android do face that problem quite often, which is why iOS is definitely a lot better for the consumer. Yes, you don't get as many options, but you still do get a decent amount of options to a degree. And the truth is, iOS doesn't focus on options and letting you be able to customize whatever you want. It's more focused on making everything much more easy and less complicated to understand for the consumer. Now, one big reason why so many people do like iOS over Android is, along with the simplicity iPhones have, with Android, there's so many phones to choose from. There's, in fact, hundreds of thousands of Android smartphones currently on the market that you could buy, whether it's Huawei, maybe Samsung, Google, OnePlus, Xiaomi. There's just so many companies that make Android smartphones. Whereas with iOS, there's only two options. You can either get an iPhone or an iPad. Not too complicated. Now, one thing I did think was pretty interesting is that whenever an Android manufacturer or any smartphone manufacturer releases a new smartphone, they generally try to compare their phone side by side next to an iPhone. They always refer to why their phone is better than an iPhone. Because if you were to get the Galaxy S10 and have all the specs and features and everything about the phone side by side next to every feature and specs and all of that with the iPhone XS, you would probably see that generally the Galaxy S10 would probably be the better device. Now, you may be thinking, if Samsung Galaxy phones have an overall better spec list than iPhones do, then why isn't Samsung the #1 biggest tech company in the world over Apple? Well, the simple reason to that is not just because of the simplicity and reliability iOS has, but also because of the Apple ecosystem Apple has been developing and investing in for quite some time now. With the Apple ecosystem, if you have a ton of Apple devices, such as maybe a HomePod, iPhone, iPad, and maybe a Mac, as well as other products like an Apple Watch, everything is synced up with the cloud. So no matter what device you're on, you can be having everything all linked together. So let's just say you get a text message off of your iPad maybe, then you can reply off of your iPhone, then maybe send a few pictures off your MacBook. It's overall just really great how much software and power Apple has put into the Apple ecosystem and how it functions, because while a ton of other companies like Google, Xiaomi, Huawei, etc. have tried to duplicate the Apple ecosystem and create their own version of the Apple ecosystem, no one has really successfully done it to where it's as good as Apple's. So I think that is definitely a huge reason why so many people also go over to iOS, because of how everything is synced up together no matter what device you're on. So with that said, thank you for watching. Make sure to comment, share, and subscribe below, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.